Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another stream. Let me quickly fix that. Alright, hello, hello. And yeah, I hope you had a nice weekend. Mine was okay. I didn't really sleep well this night because I think I'm getting sick or I don't know. So maybe it will be a shorter stream today. And that's as well the reason why I'm a little bit late. Because I was not sure if I will stream, but then I was like, I want to do some stuff. Let's see. Alright. Let's away there, good. Good. Or good there. Yeah, so the plan would be for today. So what I did is I fixed this yesterday. Well, actually today, to be honest. So we should have a clean shader right now. If that's the case, yes, more or less. That one I know where it's from. And that one is easy to fix, and we will do that right away. What the hell? Can you please go there? Thank you. Alright. So I think my second monitor is now fine. So yeah, that one is easy because that's in the project itself. That's not in the game. Okay, maybe I have to close the window. I don't know. There's quite a lot of wind. So actually the game I can fix one thing as well. Let's move that out here, kill that. And go here? No, sorry. Go here and here add code. And in code let's make it lowercase, right? It doesn't really matter. And then let's make this here lowercase, and then that arrow is gone. Can remove that. And then the project is like kind of clean, right? So that's that. And then I can show you what I did yesterday, and I think we can go over what I would like to do today. It's more or less a little bit smaller things here and there. Nothing too fancy, and then on Tuesday we will continue with the volumetric stuff, because by then hopefully the engine should be released. Maybe, yeah, no, it should be, hopefully. I might have to postpone the documentation a little bit because I didn't find time to go over that yet. But if you are somewhat proficient with code, then it shouldn't be a problem to navigate and find your way around the engine without documentation. I think it's clean enough. One thing I want to do is start. Because why not? Okay. And then, hey, Captain Chica. So what I did yesterday was quite, I think it's quite nice, but maybe not. Let's see what you say to that. So what I did is in Engine, we now have in, what is that? Let's kill that. We have in cmake, in our cmake folder, in like the engine, we have like a template which is called appconfig.in basically. And when you generate the engine with cmake within your project, it's a checkbox that you want to have that or not. By default it's on. It will create into your data directory this app config. And you can edit it afterwards, but that it generates a default one for you. Then you can edit it afterwards, and it will not regenerate it if there is already one. And it will automatically fill those paths for you, and you can change them as well if you want to. You can change them as well in cmake, so they are here. You can change the data directory and the project temp directory if you want to have it somewhere else. And then it basically builds those paths for you. Remember when I told that my engine went from Vulkan to OpenGL to DirectX to Vulkan to software to wait, let me see. So you went from Vulkan to OpenGL to DirectX to Vulkan to software to OpenGL to Vulkan to OpenGL. I think you're back to Vulkan, right? By the pattern, I would say you're back to Vulkan. Although you should have went to DirectX before to make the loop perfect, right? Because you went from OpenGL to DirectX to Vulkan. So you should now have gone from OpenGL to DirectX and then to Vulkan and then back to OpenGL. Opportunity missed. Nice, somehow, I don't know. So yeah, so it generates this file, and what I do with that then is generate mount points in the engine. And then files are just referenced with those mount points. So it's now fully independent of where the data lives. Because before there was still the issue that if your project was not in the right format, it failed to load. So now you define paths and asset like that or like that if it's in the engine, but usually you shouldn't need that. That's just stuff that the engine part, if you want to develop parts on the engine, then you might need some assets on the engine side. Otherwise your game project will always have this project : in front of it, in front of all of its assets. And then it basically looks up the mount point. And then it sees, oh, it's from the current working directory. So this is the current working directory into data, and that's where it finds the assets. So it goes to render graphs, and then this is the asset. And that way we get rid of the symlink and everything else, and we are completely independent of where the data lives. And in theory, this could be like the development app config, right? And when you have a deploy for the actual game, you could move all of them basically to the same folder, right? And then they all point to the same directory. Hey, JR Coda. Welcome, welcome. What am I doing? Well, today it's not so interesting, to be honest. Mostly a little bit preparing for the release of the source code. I want to clean up some hard-coded strings that I have, move them to my config file on disk. And probably that's it for today. Maybe we clean up like this as well, because those shouldn't be there as well. So a little bit of cleanup today. And usually, and what I was working before, is on the volumetric terrain for my engine. I can quickly start it so that you see it as well. I hope it does now start. 20 minutes ago, before I started the stream, it was starting. Okay. So, I mean, this is a debug window. You can ignore that for now. But yeah, that's the engine. You have an editor, and then you can go here. Imgo is a little bit broken currently, but yeah, then we have like this. This is our scene view, right? And we have some volumetric noise, like a noise generated volumetric terrain here. The lighting is currently broken. Well, not broken, I didn't add it anymore, but yeah. So that's why it looks a little bit weird without shadows or anything. But yeah. And then you have like node editors as well. So did I break that? Oh, okay, where? So here we have like node editors. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a nice weekend, and yeah, nice that you're doing C and C++ yourself. I didn't really do that much C, to be honest. More a C++ programmer. But yeah. So if we go here, this should open our, well, great, it doesn't. Well, see, so that's something I want to clean up today, because that's kind of interesting that doesn't work. Oh wait, I think I opened the wrong thing, maybe? Did I? No, actually that should have most likely worked. Where are we? Oh, okay. Well, that is wrong. We need to convert that path to a mount pointed path. File system. Maybe we do something like that, but that probably doesn't work. Sorry, should I write code or clean my hair mat? Hard question, choose wisely. What do you mean clean my hair mat? What hair mat? Bro, can we please have one Clash OD code? I don't know, not today, but maybe in the future. But what is that? Is it like a website? Clash of Code or what? Clash of Code. Nah, not today, sorry, JR Coda. But it's definitely something I will invest like that. I didn't know that this exists. That you can like compete in like coding thing. Like, that's interesting. Racing Herman, I was at Circuit de Barcelona today and have whirled off into the gravel. Oh, nice. I mean, not so nice that you whirled off into the gravel, but cool. If it's me, I would probably write code, but I don't know. So I would choose the writing code. Okay, so this doesn't work, right? Because I think what I do is, if it's absolute, we kind of return here. Which is not what we want. Why do I do that? I think I do that because in application... Actually, I don't think I need to do that, right? I think that's fine. And Okay. Well, then you're... I mean, that's nice, I guess, and lucky. Or I don't know if lucky is the right word. I mean, maybe, right? Because you could have hurt yourself. Oh, god damn it, I didn't, of course, take the path. So probably let's do that.
I'm the co-director of the Final Fantasy VI
The
Remix
full
project.
the hell is that? Okay, whatever that was. Some weird YouTube video started in the background. Okay, so maybe that works. Maybe that puts the right path into the asset. Open. Maybe not. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe actually, hold on. I think I know what it is. On to exact place where I went off the track. If I want to know the exact place you went off the track or what? I mean, maybe you have like a Google Google pin or what? Oh yeah, it's a Google Maps pin. I don't know why the link breaks halfway, but I mean, I guess that's nice, Google, or like Twitch. Okay. Well, at least close to the medical center, right? So you were not far off the medical center if something would have happened. Where is that? That's the 335. Ah, that's up here. That's nice. Ah, okay, I know where it is. I was living, when I was living in Barcelona, here. And that was actually my travel most of the time to Barcelona, actually, like this route. It looks like kind of funky that you would drive like this. I mean, I didn't drive all the way up to Mataró. I think there was somewhere here a way up to... There was somewhere a way up here to the highway, to the AP7. But yeah. Yeah, I already saw it. But you cannot put yourself there, right? Probably, no. But I can look here, see. Huh. It's not what I thought it would be. But yeah, I was living exactly... Where is it? It must be... Oh, I'm lost. No? Hold on. One step at a time. It's here. Yes. Let me put... Yes. So I was living in... Hold on. It changed a little bit. Ah, okay, here. So I was living exactly in this flat here. This was my old flat. In Vilazar de Mar. Was pretty nice. like 5 minutes to the beach. A really, really nice area. But yeah. Then I thought I want to do something more engine related and had to move. What? You're just across the street? You're living in Villa Zademar as well, or what? Cool. Yeah, that's a funny coincidence. How small the world is, I guess. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, that it doesn't convert it. Alright, so we don't do that, maybe. Let's... Is it not get mount point for path? But maybe that doesn't work. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, last tests, some last fixes here and there. But yeah, mostly last tests, last fixes, and then I wanted to finish it yesterday off stream, but I didn't. I had not other stuff to do, but I was like busy fixing here and there, and it didn't turn out that I can finish it. So we will finish it today. What is that if here? Whatever. Let's remove it. So I want to get that here. How many times do we call that even? I mean, the get full path is probably not correct, but okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to an issue with their private airship, Team
Hold on, maybe what we should actually do
Instead,
is this
hope you
open
enjoy
file dialogue.
the musical stylings
Why
of
is this YouTube playlist so weird? Going back to the old and true in a second if it starts always with some weird talking thing going on. So I think what I want is there any reason why I wouldn't want that the open file dialog already returns me a converted path? Probably not. So probably we path convert to maybe does it have all the features from the Bomberman game? Not sure what you would mean with, like, you have any particular, because it didn't have that many systems, right, the Bomberman game? So I'm not sure if I would say it has all the stuff. But yes, it has the editor, it has the shader graph, it has the render graph editor. It doesn't have physics now, currently, but we will add that quite soon. But first I want to do the volumetric stuff, and then once I have nailed that down, I will probably include Jolt or Yolt, or I have no idea how to pronounce it. But this one. That's the one from Horizon. The physics engine. It's open source, MIT license. Pretty new, and I have some experience with it. Well, some experience. I did some tests with it. Not fully experienced with it, but I've briefly looked at it already at work for some other stuff. But then at work I chose NVIDIA PhysX for the project instead of that, but that was for other reasons. Not because George was not applicable. Well, I mean, in that case, George was not applicable because we needed like GPU physics. And George doesn't have that. Took a brief look at this. Are you planning on starting multi-threading when you start on physics? Yes. Yes. So the plan is getting the volumetric system working with the new algorithm, like cubical marching squares instead of dual marching cubes. And yeah, then once that is done, probably physics is next, because then I can add a player and we have like collision and we can walk around, which is kind of mandatory for a game. Then probably we go back a little bit to graphics and do shadows, most likely, unless we do some gameplay related stuff already, but I'm not sure. That far ahead I didn't plan, to be honest, because I think the volumetric stuff will take a little bit longer still, because I want to get it working on the CPU first and then move it to the GPU, and then we need to do an editor as well so that you can paint terrain. So it's not like a small endeavor. But that is mostly all work for the engine and will be moved, like it's all in the engine and it will be all available as well. As soon as it's then finished, I guess, because yeah, I mean, I will push to the dev branch of the engine, but yeah. Alright, so we have an absolute path here. Maybe we should, and then here. Okay, so let's do one thing. So we have an absolute path if and then we and then we do here a relative path to our get current working directory. And then based on that, we get the mount point. Can we already do the get full path then for that? I think we can. I think for that we then can do this and return the return path here. That might do the trick. Stuck to box 2D for my stuff. Oh yeah, I looked at box 2D as well for a project at work, but that one was out quite a lot, quite soon, because I think box 2D, is it even updated? Well, I think there was an update right recently, but it's quite old already. Not that that's bad, but I think box 2D had an update recently to run as well on the GPU, if I remember correctly, when I was looking at it for work. I think they have like a... Oh, okay. Because I think it has like a GPU path. But maybe I'm completely misremembering that. I think it has like OpenCL or something like that included to run like on the GPU, but maybe again that's like we were looking for an engine that like a physics engine that can run on the GPU. Almost. Okay, then that's not it. But it's almost correct. I think the problem is that... Where is it? The get full path actually returns the wrong thing. Because we actually want... We want the prefix in front, right? For the mount point conversion. So we want the... We get the mount point for the path. And here we return nothing. We probably should... I should probably move this R to optioners. Okay. Yeah, the project that at work, it needed like GPU because it was like very high detailed collisions, like not for like a game but for something else, and we needed like very high precision and as fast as possible, so we did like PhysX signed distance field collision detection. So we converted the objects into signed distance fields and then ran collision on the GPU with PhysX signed distance fields on that. Because it was like a thing that needed like precision in like a millimeter scope, like at like millimeter level. It was something for like industrial computing, kind of, you can think of. Yeah, it was solely a simulation for some industry stuff. Totally not game related. There was actually a funny like thing when we talked with them, because they were not in like the games business, right? And they were looking for a solution for that, and their original solution, it simulated like 30 seconds of simulation time, like 30 seconds of physics simulation. Took like 2 or 3 days to calculate for like, I think it was 100 objects or something like that. So they tried to simulate 100 objects in like 30 seconds. Real-time simulation basically, and that took like 2 days to finish the simulation. And we were like, yeah, I don't think we can do that faster. But they had like a custom thing built. They didn't use a physics engine. They had like more a scientific physics engine, let's say, from a university. And then we came and like, well, it was mostly me, but yeah, my company came and we investigated and did it with physics. And yeah, it's like way faster now, but then the question was, can we do it as precise as they wanted? But it turned out to be doable. Seems like we managed to do it. And it was then like, it was still not real time, right? But I think like that same simulation took like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. Maybe it was faster, I can't remember anymore. But it was below 5 minutes. It was almost, we almost got it to real time, but for various precision issues we increased it a little bit, and then yeah, it was like a factor of like 3 or something like that slower than actual real time. Prefix plus. Well, actually the prefix is already correct, right? Probably. Yeah, that was actually kind of fascinating to go down that route, to be honest. It was like something completely different. I worked for a games company, but they were contacted, right? Because they really wanted to have it faster, and then some friend of a friend knew like someone at my company, and they were like, hey, maybe a games company, because they do physics, maybe they can help us doing it faster. And that's how it ended up at our plate. On our plate. It's kind of interesting to do something completely different from a game for once. And then we want to probably exactly, it was something like that. Although they were like, yeah, we don't need it in real time, we are fine if it takes a day or so. And I'm like, holy shit, okay, I would die if it takes like that. Well, actually they didn't say it's okay if it takes a day. They were like, it's okay if it takes like 10-20 minutes if they get a coffee or so, that's totally fine. That's like, nope, that's not working in games. But I mean, that's a whole different like mindset. Make it lexically relevant. Do we want that? Hold on. I want project slash that. So probably I make it like, maybe I make it lexically relative to the path. Is that what I want? I'm not sure anymore. It's like... But yeah, once it's available, my engine, please feel free to join my Discord and tell me if something doesn't work or works, or yeah. Because I'm pretty sure there is stuff that is broken and I just use it and it somehow works for me. The typical works on my machine. So yeah. Because I want this engine to be usable for other people as well. So that's the whole plan, and that's like the last steps that I'm doing here, making sure that it kind of works. Alright, so return path is that, and then we do this, and that's that. Then we get the mount point, and that is already garbage. Oh, because we look at the wrong thing. Because we need to actually look at those. Oh, yeah. Get mount point. Okay, yeah. So this is get mount point from prefix path. And then we have another one, which is get mount point from absolute path. Or like, yeah, from path. Let's do from path. Oh god, not the render graph. No, just kidding. That's like the shakiest one, I would say. But yeah, maybe it works for you. Not just kidding. And then if that starts with this, then we return that mount point. That should work. And then here we get that. But yeah, that would be cool. I would be curious what the feedback is using the render graph and like adding stuff maybe to the render graph, right? Like new nodes and stuff like that. I imagine it to be a little bit weird at the start, so I'm open for feedback as well. If you think it's like garble, then please tell me. It's not like I am super sold on the idea. Or like that I'm super invested into it and say like, no, it has to be that way. But the render graph is far from finished. Like in general, like the back, like the code behind it. It currently works, but there is a lot of to-dos that I think would be good to do. Alright, and then we have that prefix. And we That could have maybe worked. Maybe not. I don't know where we are. That actually worked, and then... Shouldn't you have... Stupid me. Now we convert that to an asset ID. That gets then forwarded and everything. So I think that should work now, hopefully. And I still don't know why they are always so small. But that's another issue I might want to look at today. This shitty Imgui. No! It should have worked. You were the chosen one. Hold on, is it that... There was somewhere a thing where I converted the path, but I can't remember anymore where. I think I can do it here probably. So let's do a string. We do a prefixed path is that plus our our relative path relative to that to a string. And then we return that, and we do in asset system, I think we do that. That should do it. That should sanitize our path to a valid... Yes, exactly. Perfect. And there it is. Our beautiful shader graph. Our beautiful tree-planar shader. Alright, so let's see. Why is Imgui so broken? Let's actually... While we are at it... I wanted to do one thing. Just why is that even... Oh my god. Thank you. Alright, and then... Oh, we have the const expert default expression. it's mostly some cleanup that I wanted to do anyways already. Alright, so that should basically do the same thing and behave exactly the same. That one replaced with nothing here. Perfect. So that should hopefully still compile the same way that I did before. Because it doesn't really make sense that this was a static, like a class with only static functions. It might as well be a namespace. Might as well be a namespace. So yeah, Imgui maybe next, and then I think that's mostly it. I don't know. Let's actually push that right away. Add a new function to convert absolute, e.g. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. Oh, well, we can as well mention removed or converted path from struct with static global functions to namespace. Alright, so one thing I want to do as well, that one is actually kinda quick, is we go to our... Or we do it in both places actually. So let's go here. So I'm changing it in the project. I could change it in the Onyx repository right away as well, but why not? Why not here? And then we have that, and then we have icon. By default, let's do engine slash... What is the icon actually? I think it's an entry point defined, right? Yeah. Actually, do I want to have that? Hold on, maybe I don't want to have it like that. Maybe we leave that alone. And what I actually want to have is... not that, but... Maybe we even do an asset ID here. That should work, right? Hello, hello. Maybe we do an asset ID here as well. That one is... where is that even used? Is it even used is the question. Might not even be used actually. It actually might really not be used. But then let's do engine slash, I think, input. What is it? Input contexts dot o input. Lol boy came back from the good weather to me. Yeah, the okay, let me close the window. There was a weird sound now. Oh, it's quite windy outside. I mean, I can understand. I mean, not that it not because of you, but I can understand that because it's quite nice now, the weather in Austria, and I assume that where Lolboy is living is kind of the same because he was from Austria as well. I mean, still different province, but I don't think it's that much worse. Yeah, I mean, it was really cloudy earlier in the afternoon, but now the sun came out. Pretty nice, not gonna lie. So yeah, there's that. Let's give this all some default values here. Why, that was the wind. It's not my fault. What's the wind? I swear. I'm innocent. Innocent until proven otherwise. I think the icon is in the window settings. Can we set that in a nice way? No. I mean, I guess what we can do is... Actually, let's do that. So we do here... icon. And we put it into window... Oh, what? Window settings wants a preloaded icon, right? That's not gonna fly. Set icon. All right, the icon. Let's not do that. Well, maybe we do it today, but for now, no. And then let's do the get run default. I like maybe graphics. Now let's keep it simple for now. Render graph. And yeah, we get a string render graph. I mean, maybe we can even do a fire path, right? Render graph path. And we do into there. So that's what I wanted to do. And then if we have one, we do render graph path. Where? Like that. Now we do the same for the input fire. And that's just the input maps by default, right? That's what the engine will start with. You can have a different one, of course. All right, and that's that. We leave the icon for now. So that should do this trick, and then we can, wherever we have our thing here, we just do that. And then the idea would be to have the icon here as well, but for now we don't. And then where do we set the input map? Do we even set that somewhere? Oh, we might, right? Probably should set that here. Input action map. Input action asset. I don't know. I always forget it. Input actions asset. Not really a fan of that, but whatever. We can do it on here. Settings, input, config. That one is the game project name. You can totally ignore that. That is the temporary game project name. And it's the test suite, so to say, for the like demo project, basically, like trying how Onyx integrates into a project outside of itself, basically. Hold on, that is a little bit of a problem. Cleaning up bits and pieces here and there so that the engine is nice and ready for a release soon. TM. Well, plan is getting it today to the state where I can release it. Documentation still outdated a little bit now that we changed quite a lot actually. But I think a release next week is finally doable. I already said that last week, but then I realized my asset system is a little bit not optimal, let's say it like that. Where is my scene editor? Don't want to be here or what? Okay. Ah, 3 trunks. Man, I missed that you asked 3 trunks. In my bad having a steering contest. Where? Who is winning? You are sealing. Okay, so that works. I never lose. Okay, well, good. So that one can go away because that's now in the project, right? And now we should have, hopefully not Onyx editor at the start, but exactly now it says the project name up here. And then I want to move this out as well, and then we are kind of done. So basically what I would want to do is probably we put that into the in here. Let's actually put it into a graphics object, why not? You could have a name here if you want. If your project should have a different name than your window, I guess. Or do we do width and height? No, I think size is fine, right? What was it? 600, 900. And mode. Probably windowed. And then does Jason support that ceiling's going to erode at some point? I'm never getting up from my bed easy. I'm not sure about that. Does Jason have comments? No. Oh, I hate Jason so much. I think YAML has comments, right? Yeah, YAML has comments. Why did I choose Jason back then? I hate myself for that. No, just kidding, but mistakes were made. Maybe that moves YAML up in my priority. Jason 5, what is Jason 5? I've never heard of Jason 5. Is that a new Jason standard or what? Ah, it's an extension, okay. Okay. Erase may have a single trailing comma. What is that for? Why would you want to add that? Am I missing something? Why would you want to write this instead of without that? Or is it just in case you have it, it doesn't break? Is that the reasoning behind it? So it's just for validity, so that it doesn't break or what? Because I think normal JSON currently, then it's malformed, right? Okay, I can see that, okay. I mean, that's nice as well, that it doesn't need quoted keys. Like for the names of the things. But I think YAML is just the way to go, to be honest. Interesting. Alright. Well, there is so much stuff. Yep. Makes sense. I kinda get that. So we have the window here. Is that everything I need? I think, right? I mean, the icon then maybe should be in the... maybe not in the window. Doesn't really make sense to move that into the window. We could have vsync and all the other properties of the window here as well. But I'm not sure if I want to expose them right now, here and now. Basically we move that away, go here. Maybe we move that into a from, like a parse or like a deserialize function. That might make sense actually. Mount points, now we do the graphics. I'm feeling like pure evil right now, playing a game for a little bit while watching my game dev buddy give me updates on how he manages to kill Cinema 4D with his custom Python script. Where? Python. Disgusting. No, just kidding. No, I'm not a fan of Python. To be honest, I'm not a fan of Python. Let's do it in an anonymous namespace here. Or deserialize application. Serialize application settings. And we get an JSON root. I actually as well, I mean, I know that people like Lua and stuff like that, but in like my current project at work, the game engine uses Lua for scripting, and I kinda hate it every day, even though I'm not using it that much today, but like currently in like the day-to-day, but still it's kinda, I don't know why you would want to use Lua, I don't know, it's so weird. But they use like the one that, like the library from Roblox. I think it's, I haven't forgotten the name again. But yeah, the one that Roblox is using as well. No, I don't think it's Lua cheat. No, it's... What is it called? Luau, that's, yeah, exactly. Luau. Or Luau, or I don't know, yeah. But yeah, they are using basically that one. Is there a better or more ergonomic option for scripting? I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't see the benefit of having Lua scripts versus and exposing like your functions via Lua scripts versus. I mean, the benefit of this Luau seems to be that it's like really fast because it basically compares to C++ if I'm not mistaken. I think like it runs like natively more or less. It's not really Lua anymore at that point. If I understood it correctly, take that with a grain of salt. But I don't know. I think a visual scripting like with nodes that are C++ is, in my opinion, better. Exactly. I think a visual scripting is just easier to use than trying to brief someone on how to do stuff in Lua. But maybe not, I don't know. Because visual scripting has its own issues, right? It gets like very, very easily very confusing if you have like large graphs. Versus a Lua script that can be a little bit more concise. Because for example, just adding stuff together, like an addition, is like one line in Lua. But in like a visual scripting, you need like 3 nodes for that. Like 2 inputs and 1 addition node. So it's already like way more stuff that you need to do. But I think it has all its pros and cons. Alright, so we have that here. We return true at the end. If we fail for anything, we might return false at some point. Maybe we... I think I know why I moved it here, but I'm not sure if I like it anymore. Blueprints were what made me decide to use Unity back when I started, simply because I didn't feel like a hacker man when using them. Clueless little me. But But this, I would argue, I mean, I don't know, maybe not. I would have argued a visual scripting is easier for someone who has never done any programming than trying to learn C# and do C# scripting in Unity. I think getting something done, like... Oh, okay. I guess, yeah. But I think still... I mean, the blueprints are a beast, and that's maybe like what's overwhelming. So if you are like completely new, blueprints maybe offers you way too much, and you're like overwhelmed with like thousands of nodes and you have no idea where to start and what to do. But I would like when I started learning programming, I used something similar to like a visual scripting thing, like when I first started, when I was like 12 or something like that. And like modding things for Neverwinter Nights or Baldur's Gate 2 or Warcraft 3. They were all kind of more visual. And I think that's easier. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not easier. I don't know. Maybe I mean, it definitely depends on the person, right? Yeah, that's the problem with visual scripting, right? It can get out of hand so easily. So that's why I'm not sure as well that I chose the right approach for my engine to do visual scripting. I think it's still nice to have, and I think you just need to make sure that you add like things and like tools that you can organize your graphs nicely, so that they don't become beasts of like, here's my graph and it's like 10,000 nodes and you have no idea where what is, and yeah. So what, for example, in what it's similar in Unreal that kind of works, I think. My Unreal experience is a little bit limited. I know that you can do it in one blueprint. I don't know if you can share stuff across blueprints. But in Snowdrop you could like take a couple of nodes, save them as a separate asset. Basically they called it a compound, and a compound is basically a function you could think of in like programming terms, and it's like a bunch of nodes that you can call from other graphs by dragging it into your graph. And I know that blueprints have something like that. You can like move stuff into functions, but I'm not sure. Can you save them and share them across other blueprints? That I'm not sure. My Unreal knowledge ends there, if you can share functions across blueprints. But I think that's kinda needed if you really want to... Okay, yeah, I think that's what you kinda have to enforce to make your stuff like readable, right? Otherwise it gets out of hand way too quickly, I think. And then we do window settings. Or do we do the window settings outside? Maybe we do the window settings outside. Separate. Let's not nest that too much. Because technically that's a little bit different anyways. Alright, so in graphics I'm not too sure what I want to add yet. But probably we will add stuff like the... Even though you cannot change it right now, the renderer, that it's Vulkan. So basically API. I think that's the only thing currently. We might add some other stuff here. I mean, we might as well have the render graph here and stuff like that. Maybe we move the render graph in here. Then here we have settings, window settings, mode. That should work, and then we have window settings, get size. Do we already have a... Yeah, we have a wrapper for that. Perfect. I'm almost impressed, like what I already did. Those are public, so they shouldn't have an M underscore. And then again, I already said that I want to move away from that M underscore anyways. Don't think it adds too much in hindsight anymore nowadays. In today's day and age, I don't think it adds much. I think I will like get rid of it. You have like syntax highlighting, right? You know what, like, usually in your IDE you have like syntax highlighting to know what's a member and what's a local. So I think today, unless you do like a raw text edit, you should be able to see what's a member and what's not. I don't know. I was a big fan of the M underscore, but lately I'm like, why? And especially like for public accessible, I never did it. It was actually a mistake here to have it. Like if it's a struct with like public members, then the M underscore I think adds a 0 value. Because it's just plain old data, right? You shouldn't be doing anything on the object anyways. I should have renamed that instead of manually renaming it. I mean, that's maybe something I will potentially do, because otherwise I run into issues with naming, right? Clashing, that I might do function params with underscore or something like that. I didn't fully rethink my style yet, and it's like everywhere a little bit. Like it was everything with M underscore. I'm slowly moving away from that, but I didn't go through everything in the engine and removed it, right? It's more, if I see it, I do it. If not, then I have to do a full path eventually on it. But this is where something that I recently just kind of reconsidered. You always change your preferred style a little bit, right, all the time. And I did the M underscore now for more than, yeah, basically my whole professional career. But this new project, for example, it's a AAA company, and they have in the style guide that they don't use the M underscore, and I was like, hey, yeah, you are actually right. Nowadays, you don't really need it anymore. What? Contributors? Let's see. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. That's not what I'm saying, but let's see if someone wants to contribute. I am not saying you are not allowed to. Well, don't worry, you can't. But nice try. Well, I mean, you could, but there's still a license in place eventually that you cannot do that. But again, the license is mostly there to play safe. If you need a different license, I'm open for giving out a different license if you want to do something with it. It's just that I want to know about it. That's why the license will be a little bit more strict on the repository, but if you want to do something, I'm more than open to give a more lenient license. But basically the license will be an MIT license, just that you are not allowed to do money with it. That's basically like a small addition. But I am... Jarno did a dumb on Hazel. What did he do? I think he uses MIT, right? Or is it MIT? Or maybe Apache? Which I think is a bad idea, to be honest. I mean, it depends. Yeah, I don't know. So where is that? Yeah, exactly. That's what I kind of want to avoid. It's not that I'm like super against it, right? Don't get me wrong, but I just want to know about it. So that's mostly the reason why I will give the license a little bit like more strict. And then if you want to have like a license where you can sell or like make a product that you want to sell, I want to know about it. That's all. So I will give it out basically with an Apache or like a MIT license as well, just with the addition that you're not allowed to do money with it. That's my current plan, but I'm still talking with someone who knows a little bit more about licenses than me. How to write the license text exactly. Does that mean if we make a game in Onyx, it's only allowed to be free to play as well? Unless you have a license that says different, yes. And I'm open to give you a license that's different. You just need to tell me beforehand. And then we can talk about it. It's just that I don't want, as like Captain Chica said, someone taking my code, doing an Onyx 2 and selling it as its own, right? That's not what I want. Or like even rebranding it and selling it. Mostly trying to, yeah, guard a little bit the stuff that you can do. Feel free to do that. I have no... Yeah, that's another option, right? But not a lot of... I mean, it doesn't matter, right, that people don't know. But then it's, I think, too restrictive if I don't have a license. Because in theory, if I don't have a license there, I think you're not even allowed to take the code and contribute to my repository. Not that I would, like, enforce that, but in theory, you wouldn't be even allowed to take the source and contribute to the repository. Sorry, in chat it's sometimes hard to get the jokes. Where did I remove the code? God damn it. Source tree. Oh my god. Okay, so those I want to move here, I think. So that one is in editor. That one is in editor. And that one is in editor. Which is kinda sus, not gonna lie, but... Is that sorted? Not really, right? Not every... Damn. That's harsh. Alright, so now I think we can kinda do that, and then here we set up additional app settings if needed, but usually you don't need that anymore now, because I think we have moved most of it into a data file, which is actually preferred anyways. And then let's get rid of that, rid of that. Hello, hello, Rizoma. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had as well a nice weekend so far. Actually, the stream is already a little bit longer than I intended it to be, because yeah, as I said, I had kinda a rough night because I was a little bit sick. Or, yeah. I was like, not feeling too well. How is it going, Risoma? I think I mean, I saw that you were coming back to streaming. Are you still streaming regularly? I kinda was busy with work and everything, and then I didn't have too much time. Awesome. New light for streaming, so professional. So professional. €12 light. You should not say that. A flamethrower. Damn. Sweaty, I guess. Now that the summer is coming as well. It's like an outdoor light, okay. Oh my god. Where can I time someone out for that? Failed registering window class. What the hell am I? Oh wait, I think I know. Wait. Yeah, right. Window class. Is it because we don't have a window name, maybe? So let's do window settings, or sorry, M settings, window settings. Title equals name. And then if we have a different one, we can do that, right? Actually, we can, hold on, we can do it even different. Actually, no, let's do it here. Yes. What am I doing? Hold on. It's not settings, window settings, title, name. That's what I wanted to do. Add user. Now come at me again about being funny, Street Dogs. Timeout add user. Do I have any fancy logging system? Not sure if I would say it's fancy, but I have a logger that basically has backends that you can push. So for example, in application, I think we push them. So we have like an STD out logger, a Visual Studio logger, so that we output it here into this Visual Studio window. Now we have as well like different backends, for example, one that's in the editor for like UI notifications. And then you can set severity as well, and then in it, and it runs on a background thread. So it has its own thread. And yeah, and then I have those macros basically where you can output to like either debug, warning, error, whatever. And it queues it, and then every once in a while, well, pretty soon afterwards, it will run in its own background thread and push that out into all the backends. So it can be to a file, it can be, well, the file logger currently I disabled, but yeah, there is as well a file output available. I think I moved it into the engine already, else I have the file output somewhere, because basically it's a separate repository I have somewhere here. Maybe not. I don't know, somewhere I have my projects. Ah, here is the logger, and then here we have, I think, backend a file, simple file logger. Yeah. If you want, we can talk later in Discord. I can give you the code for mine, and you can take it or not, or take it as an inspiration. It's not perfect, but it's okay. GPL license. What is GPL license? That I kinda missed. But how did you get to that, Captain Chica, about Journo and Hazel? Is there like a problem? Did someone really steal his code, or is it like something you noticed? Because yeah, I noticed that as well, that it's kind of odd that he gives it away just like that. I'm interested to know if you go into any fastpass for writing to some buffer or whatnot. Well, so when you push a logger message, it basically goes in here into log. Sure. And then yeah, just do some instant filter. That's when you call log on the same thread where you call log, basically, right? We filter it out immediately if it's like not for the severity that's currently set on the logger, and then we just put a log message that's really just a small struct with like the message, which line, column, whatever it triggered from, as well as like the thread ID and the full message. And then we just push that to a concurrent queue, basically. And the background thread will pick it up. So yeah, the thread that queues messages, like the logger, like the log, like where you push the log, it's very, very lightweight and fast, because you don't do any file processing or anything. It runs into a back buffer basically, and then the background thread from the for the logger runs the backend. And if you do a file write in that thread, that's fine, right? Because you're not blocking the game anymore. It will be my first thread to launch, but there's always time to start. Threads are awesome. As well, that's another thing that was kind of important to me. The whole engine design is that you cannot load something synchronously. So all the asset loading is always async. You have to wait for a callback. So if you load a texture, load a file or anything, you can... Although file loading you might be able, there's still a way to get that in a blocking way. But maybe I will, now that I said that, maybe I will try to get rid of that. But yeah, asset loading, there is no way to get an asset in a synchronous way. You call the asset system, say, give me that asset, and then you have to wait for... why is it not in streamer mode? Hello? Dear Discord. Let's do that for now. Wow. God, there are people. Sorry, I'm looking at the thing that Chica sent me. That's funny. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, so that's what I kind of want to... Crazy. Yep, that can happen. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm not against that. If someone wants to do that, sure, go ahead. But yeah, you cannot sell it. That's the main point of it. And then if you want to make a game and make money with it, be my guest. As long as, yeah, you ask beforehand, and then I'm more than willing to give you a different license. It's just that I want to, as I said, want to know about it. I want to know where my code is, so that I have like as well an overview of, like, just for knowing as well that someone did something with my stuff. Because if there's just an MIT license on it, you basically anyone can take it and do whatever he wants, and no, like, does not need to tear me. And I would at least want to know that someone did something with my stuff, which makes me feel as well a little bit nicer that I did something productive, maybe. Or something usable. So yeah, the window was not working, but I think it will still probably not work. Whoa, that was weird. Oh, it works. Well, it kind of works, but it doesn't work because the window is not fully there, because we are in the wrong file, because that's the template. That's the real file. So let's put that here. So that should be better, hopefully. Maybe not. Is it that? What? It's probably... Ah, god damn it! I hate Jason so much. The MIT, I mean, I think you can even say it's yours, right? I think MIT license basically do whatever, I think. but I'm not entirely sure anymore. I think you can do whatever you want then. Alright, so that works, perfect. Now I think I only want to parse the graphics settings because we have it already in there, so why not? Graphics API, what is it actually? I have no idea. API type, that's what I wanted. Can I forward declare that? Maybe. Settings. Alright, and then by default, of course, that will be Vulkan, and we don't even have a different one right now, but whatever. Biggest reason why I had to sign an NDA is the fact that it's mostly working RPG, GRP, and MIDBSD license source, meaning I can tell you what I'm working on, but who I'm working for, if it find out you found it. Yeah, I mean, the moment you pull in like a LGPL or GLP, your project is basically free for all, right? Is that not like that? I think I read that, right? When I looked at the licenses, those are kind of like spreading, and then you have to make everything open source, I think. Something like that. Those, I mean, it's for a good reason, those open source licenses, that they are like that. But yeah. They kinda spread a little bit. Alright, so that's that. Then here we have this. And then we put up. And then where do we do that? Application? Where do we set our graphics type? No, actually in entry point, I guess. Maybe not. Graphics system. Oh, is it here that we set the API type? Yes, okay. Well, that sucks. Yeah, we probably need to move the graphics. We probably have to move our type, like the settings for the graphics, into its own struct here and then move it down. LGPL is mostly with linking exception, so your code can be closed source, but you must disclose and give access. Ah, okay, it was maybe like that, yeah. But yeah, there are some that you have to kind of stay away, otherwise you make basically your whole project open source. But maybe that one was not that one. Why so loud music? Please. Alright. I think we are close to having everything done for today. Let's do actually a struct here, graphic settings, and then move the API type here. But okay, yeah, that is a little bit of sadness. Did I move that already? Can I do that already? I have no idea. We will find out, I guess. Why is it ambiguous? Where do we... What? Where do we have that already? Oh! I see. Well, in that case... let's do that. No, it's not defined anymore. Don't lie to me. Where do we actually store that then? Do we store that somewhere in the API? What? Where was that? Where did I remove that now? Graphics API. Was it in the Vulkan one? No. Fascinating. I think it wasn't even used at all. Okay, but then we want to go to application, and then the question is, did I do that or did I not do that? No, I did not do that. Okay. So we need to... basically do that. God damn it, I can't type. Settings. Let me quickly check my phone. All good, okay. But yeah, we are not doing that much longer. All right. At that point, the render graph could be part of the graphics settings though. Alright. Because then you can get rid of setting it in the application itself. That might actually make some sense. Oh my god, it works. It's magic. So yeah, let's move that one in here maybe. And then we have the default render graph here. Default render graph is empty in the initial one. And then it's this. Otherwise, that's our default, right? And then we just do that. Actually, we can do that as the default value. Like that. Does that work? We will find out if it works. Maybe it complains that it cannot convert. Yeah, exactly. You son of a something. And let's do it like that. It's fine. And then we do that to an asset ID. And do I need to do that? Probably, right? Yeah. It's fine. All right. So I think that's kind of clean. Most of the settings are now inside of our thing, and then we can get rid of that. Can get rid of that. And when we have our graphics system, we initialize here and we register our stuff. Oh, but is that a smart thing? Probably not, actually. Probably it's not so smart to move that here. Mainly because we cannot guarantee that all the nodes are already registered at that point. So maybe... Yeah, maybe we have to do that somewhere different. So I mean, that one can move for sure. But probably... Yeah, probably those have to move somewhere. Maybe it would make sense. I will think about it, but maybe it makes sense to move like most of the ad systems and stuff like that in here when we create our application. And then we have an on application created which gets called once all the mandatory systems have initialized. And then we can call something on the graphics API to do it thing. But whatever. That's fine. That's already pretty good and pretty nice anyways how it's done now. Because most of it is now data driven, which is exactly what we want. And I think the last thing God damn it. The last thing that's missing now is fixing ImGUI because I'm really annoyed that the windows are behaving like they do. Because that's not how the editor should look. But what can you do? Somehow, somewhere I broke ImGUI docking and everything. Is that? Oh, that's an old error. Because we built clean. It's perfect. So we push that. And I think with that, I am happy and we will call it a day. So yeah, the thing is, probably tomorrow off stream I will fix ImGUI, not too interesting. And then I will do a fresh project locally on Monday Monday afternoon. Just to test if the current readme still works. And if the current readme still works, then there's nothing currently, I think, blocking me anymore from releasing. Then I just need to create a new Git repository. And I think you can move the Git repository with the history. I think I read something, because I think I want to take the history with me into the new public Git repository. Nopus, the arch nemesis. Okay, that's how far it is already with the ceiling. Yeah, let's do that. I think I have a good plan ahead of me for tomorrow. Have a nice rest of your Sunday. See you on Tuesday. Hopefully for like the release. I think now I'm more confident that it's in a good shape. It's really just the readme that I want to double check one more time. Was a fast arc. Alright. I see. Bye bye, and yeah. Have a good start into the week. Hopefully we see each other on Tuesday. Bye bye.